right, here's another conversation that takes place in the pub. Guy says, it's a 5-minute walk from my house to the pub, but at the end of the night, it's a 35-minute walk from the pub to my house. The difference is staggering. How about that?
Yes.
All right, here's the last one before I hand off to Yannicki, and this is, a pastor's wife was expecting a baby. So he stood before the congregation and he asked for a raise. Well, after much discussion, they passed a rule that whenever the preacher's family expanded, so would his paycheck. Guess what? They have 6 kids. This started to get expensive. And the congregation decided to hold another meeting to discuss the preacher's expanding salary. Great deal of yelling and inner bickering ensued as to how much the clergy's additional children were costing the church, and how much more of it could potentially cost. Well, after listening to them for about an hour, the pastor rose from his chair and spoke. Children are a gift from God, and we will take as many gifts as he gives us. Silence fell upon the congregation. In the back pew, a little old lady struggling to stand finally stood, and she said in her frail voice, rain is also a gift from God, and when we get too much of it, you wear rubbers! Amen. And with that, we'll now hand things off to Yannicki, get up here and make us laugh, please. Yay for Yannicki, yay!
She got twins, boys and girls.
Okay, so this week's section of jokes, they come from possible questions and things that pregnant people, mums and dads, could possibly ask. Either their friends or their doctor or midwife. Oh. So the first one is, I'm 2 months pregnant now. When do you think my baby will move?
Oof.
The nurses, with any luck, right after he finishes college. and then the dad wants to know, what's the most reliable method to determine the baby's sex? And she thinks about it for a little while and she goes, childbirth. And the husband wants to know, because he's a bit squeamish, you know, is there any reason I really have to be in the delivery room when my wife's in labour? And the wife looks at him and provides the answer and says, not unless the word alimony means anything to you. So, talking about the pregnancy, they're thinking down the line of when the baby's due and everything, and the husband wants to say, do I have to have the baby shower? And the work nurses, well, no, not if you change the baby's diaper really quickly.
That's so true. I've been peed on so much.
So the girlfriend's just found out that she's pregnant, and she's a bit nervous about telling the boyfriend, but she decides she's just going to blurt out with it. And she goes, baby, I'm pregnant. What would you want it to be? And the boyfriend says, a joke.
That's great.
And the woman's talking to her doctor and says, should I have a baby after 35? And the doctor says, certainly not. 35 children is enough. So the teenage girl goes to mum. She goes, Mum, I'm pregnant again. It must be something in the air. And mum goes, yeah, your legs. So, this is going to be one of, why not? What do you call a blonde with 2 brain cells? Pregnant.
Brilliant.
Pregnant.
Yeah, that too. What is the most common pregnancy craving?
Pickles.
Chocolate pickles.
I could go for that too. And it's for men to be the ones who get pregnant.
Yeah.
What is the difference between a pregnant woman and a pregnant emo girl? I wish I knew what an emo girl was, but apparently the girl still bleeds.
Oh.
Emo girl.
Oh.
I missed that.
Emo.
What is the best time to get an epidural? The correct answer, says the doctor, is right after you find out your girlfriend is pregnant. And the girl asked the gynecologist, is there anything I should avoid while I'm in the recovery period after childbirth? Yes, he says, pregnancy.
Yeah, true.
And then, what is the difference between a pregnant woman and a light bulb? Well, that's a simple one, he says. You can unscrew a light bulb. The pregnant girl, she's thinking of it, and she goes, do you know, the more pregnant I get, the more often strangers smile at me. Why do you think that is? I said, well, it's simple. It's because you're fatter than they are.
True.
So her husband asked the midwife, when she comes to visit to check the baby, she said, when do you think my wife will begin to feel and act normal again? When the kids are in college, she replies. So there are 3 women sitting in the bar. One's a brunette, one's a redhead, and one's a blonde. They were all pregnant. Brunette says, I know what I'm going to have. And the other asked, how? She replied, well, I was on top when I conceived, so I will have a... The redhead said, if your logic is correct, then I will have a baby girl because I was on the bottom when I conceived. The blonde starts crying and the other 2 look at her. She orders another shot and starts screaming, puppies! So, a lady is pregnant with triplets and she was in a bank, and suddenly the bank came under a robbery. During the robbery, the pregnant woman was shot in the stomach 3 times, but amazingly she survived. She was told that the bullets were too dangerous to remove, but eventually they will come out. So a long time went on. The mother eventually, she gave birth to 2 girls and a boy. One day one of her daughters was in the bathroom and she called out frantically for her mother. Mum, I was in the bathroom and a bullet came out. Oh, don't worry dear, the doctor said that bullet would eventually come out. Later, the other daughter was in the bathroom and the same thing happened to her. And the mother reassured again, said, don't worry, it's quite normal, the doctor said that would happen. But it was just later that same day, the mother heard her son call out from the bathroom. Mama, Mama, he called. The mother knew what was coming this time and hurriedly said, don't worry, the doctor said that would happen. No, said the young boy, I was jerking off and shot the dog. So there's a woman, she's in an accident while she's pregnant and it pushed her into a coma. And while she's still in the coma, she has twins, a boy and a girl. When she woke up, she asked the doctor where her babies were. The doctor said, don't worry, your twins are fine, but because you've been in a coma so long, your brother had to name them for the birth certificate. She replied, oh no, my brother's an idiot. I wonder what name he gave them. Oh, said the doctor, he named the girl Denise. And the woman said, that's not so bad, I like that name. What about the boy? And he hesitated a bit and then said, the nephew. Nowadays, there's new technology surrounding pregnancy. So a pregnant woman goes to the hospital with her husband. Once there, the doctors tell her about this new technology that will give some of her pain to the baby's father. She and the husband are up for it, and when she starts to give birth, 20% of the pain is transferred to the husband. He's feeling nothing. So he figures he might as well be in the loving husband, take as much of his wife's pain away as possible. The wife gives birth painlessly, and she and her husband go home with their new baby, and the mailman is passed out on the porch.
Yeah.
So, just a few little ones at the end. What is the oddest stage of pregnancy?
Oddest.
Good question.
That's when people aren't sure whether to congratulate you or buy you a gym membership. So, how long is the average woman in labour? It's whatever she says divided by 2.
Yeah.
Sure.
What do you do when your daughter's pregnant and says she hasn't slept with a man? Simple question. Start a religion.
That's a good one.